Lisa. Welcome to Eric and Lisa TV, the place to be for you to succeed.
Yep. Today we're talking about the power of now. And, it's a great thing when you can get into the moment and experience life to its fullest. And the only way you can really do that is get into the present. Basically what you want to do is you want to be able to get out of your own thoughts and into the present.
Right, because really life has this sweetness that it wants you to engage in, it wants you to be present, it wants you to put yourself in a place where you can really be at the present moment and, enjoy life and live it to the fullest.
Yeah, it's easy for us to get caught up in, thinking about the past from our hurt and our pain, or even, the fond memories, the joy and the fun, and getting caught up into the future of what we want to do and where we want to see, or whatever. But it can be real tricky to get back to that present moment.
Right, and I think life gets so busy that sometimes we forget to be in that present moment because you're always thinking about what you have to do next.
Yep.
And I know this is easy to do, and you're always thinking about what do I have to do, what do I have to get done, when the truth is you just have to be here in this moment. So
yeah, I mean, the best way to do it is use your body and your five senses. So imagine yourself at a beach, and you hear the ocean waves come in. You hear the seagulls flying overhead. You smell the aromas from the ocean, the fish,
right.
the smells that all come in. The beautiful sight of the endless horizon that's over beyond,
right.
What you can even comprehend.
The touch. I mean, this is one of my favorites, is going to the beach and feeling that sand in your toes. I mean, this is such a beautiful feeling. It really allows you to feel the earth under your feet.
Yep. Yeah. And then taste. If you ever want to swim in the ocean, if you get a mouthful of water, you can taste that salt. But it's really, I don't know how we can really experience life when we get to that present moment, because we're experiencing all these senses, and it stimulates the body and the soul and the mind, and to really live. I think that's a lot of times when those moments and those memories really set in our brain, and it's like in the file cabinet now, because we get in touch with all those senses, and it's like a whole package of feelings that.
Right, and when you do that, you really start to get in touch and be present with what surrounds you. I was just having a conversation with my mom this morning, and she mentioned to me about how this bumblebee just keeps coming around every time she goes outside on their deck. And I said, I really quickly said, let me look it up to see what a bumblebee means. And because, animals have a meaning, and, you have an animal around you, it has a meaning. So I quickly looked it up, and I said, your bumblebee is telling you to use your creative endeavors.
Yeah.
And, she said, what does that mean? I said, how you're creative, and one thing about my mom is she really likes to create homemade greeting cards for people, and it really brings her a lot of happiness doing it. And I said, your bumblebee is also asking you, to access your dreams. And she said to me, I don't have any dreams. And I said, what do you mean? And she says, I don't know. She says, I just like doing it. And she says, I've always wanted to write and to write poetry. And I said,
bingo.
I said, there's your dream. I said, Mom, you just said it. I said, she says, but I can't do it. I don't have time. And, my mom, she's retired, and my parents are retired. And I said, what your bumblebee is telling you is to focus and make the time for self-expression. Because when she is writing and creating her cards, she's self-expressing herself.
Right.
But the beauty of it is that she really wants to express herself, and her dream is to write poetry. And as I know, through writing poetry, it is a self-expression, but it's also putting you in the present moment. You're getting in touch with your inner feelings, you're expressing yourself, and that is so important, to be in the present moment and really express what you have inside your heart.
Yeah. The Creator, created us, each one of us, with a unique gift inside, and I think our soul always has that yearning to express it, but when we don't follow through with that, it's almost, trying to get you to do it any way, shape, or form you can, and if you don't, it's almost like you're dying inside. So I mean,
it's important to make the time.
It
You know,
is.
the saying, I have no time, but the truth is, it's really important to make the time. That's one thing that we focus on, is making the time.
Right. So if you find yourself saying, I have no time, you really need to learn how to manage it. And what you have to do there is just take the time and schedule it in like anything else. When you schedule it in and you commit to it, you can find the time to do it. You'd be amazed at what you can do. I mean,
Yeah, you really start to feel so much better when you set aside the time to do what you really want to do.
Yep.
And then you can go back to, doing whatever else that you feel that you had to do.
Right.
Because setting that time aside really gets you focused, it keeps you committed, and it really sets you up for great success.
Right. I mean, you may have to get up 10, 15, 20 minutes, half hour earlier if that's what it takes. Do whatever it takes. Stay up later, or take a shorter lunch break, and go to a place where you can write or whatever it is you want to do, or watch videos or whatever you're passionate about. But
yeah, because it really does help create the space in your mind to continue forward, with your day and what you want to do, because the mind is an amazing thing. And when I found through my own writing, I always had the drive and the earning that I had to get something written out. And then I realized, let me write this and let me get this out. And then, I'll feel better afterwards. And I always did.
Yep.
So, the time is so important. And the time is now to focus on yourself, your dreams, your self-expression. The time is now.
Exactly. It's funny too. Once someone finds their passion, it's like a can of worms. That thing just wants to burst open like you wouldn't believe.
Yeah.
And you can't wait for the perfect time or the perfect person or the perfect weather or condition, or have your own house or whatever the excuse is. I mean, you can't wait for that, because life just makes us so busy. And next thing you know, like, we're even surprised at how old we are. It's like, wow, it's just like the time is just flying.
Right.
So it's so important to just do it now. Even if you start with a little bit of it and just get a taste of it every day, it's amazing.
Because life is precious and time is short.
That's
And
exactly it.
we can't enhance, and the time is now.
Right. Nothing like the present moment. Today. Get started. So follow your bliss. It's so important to you.
Yep.
You'll find more happiness, joy, and you'll be surprised at how much energy you're gonna have when you start expressing your passions.
Yep.
So, well, I guess that's it for today.
Yes, it is.
So until next time,
Live your dreams
laugh often,
and love openly.
thanks. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.